How long will OCD and anxiety recovery take? It's the number one question that people ask when they come in. Anything for a paid service, people really do this. This goes for anything in life, right? Like, let's say you're building a custom home. How long is it going to take? I want to know how long it's going to take. I'm giving you $1 million for this custom home. I've been saving this money my whole life, or I inherited from someone. Maybe a family member died, or a life insurance policy. I want to move in as fast as possible, okay? Maybe you order a special car. When is my car going to be ready? I want my car now. Maybe you do something as simple as food delivery. 25 minutes, I'm starving. No, I want the food right now. And this is what we do, right? It's the world that we live in, the culture, the instant gratification. I'm going to talk about the OCD and anxiety recovery process from a longevity standpoint when it comes to changing your belief systems, how this integrates into changing your thought process, not your thinking, your thoughts, your actual thoughts, but your belief systems, which then have the ability to influence your thinking, your thoughts, your urges, your sensations, and so on. But before I go any further, please subscribe. Hit that like button down below. Let me know what you think about this. This will be a very important video for many people, and I'll title it something along the lines of how to know if you're recovering or not, or those catchy titles that bring people in, because it's unfortunately when we have I always joke and say nowadays, you could have a very bland title that covers really good stuff, just the way the world is. You have to accept that. And it won't get any views. But if I wrote a title that said, how to recover from OCD in 2 months, 8,000 bajillion, cajillion fucking views. So, and if you need help with recovery, please reach out to Phil at OCDrecovery.com, and we will get back to you and tell you about the packages and the webinars and the services, and everything like that. I think I'm out of water. It's extremely hot here today. It's 4 o'clock and it's 96 degrees right now. Well, I think it's at like 34, 33 and a half Celsius, which is hot for the beginning of June here. So my throat is a little bit parched. A little bit better than my throat was parched in my sensory motor days. Those are really bad. Like, I can't breathe. I constantly feel like I'm choking to death. I had this like constricted. It felt like I was just being choked at all times. And then the blinking too. Boom, 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 boom. So everyone's watching this now being like, damn it, Nick. Now I can't. You know when you watch someone and you're like, crap, now I'm noticing my blinking after he said that. That's exactly how it operates. So it goes the same exact way. So there's no timelines when it comes to OCD and anxiety recovery, but there are things that I've noticed with coaching lots and lots of people, plus all the webinars, plus the Facebook group, everything over the years, and in my own journey as well. Most people do not develop strong, unconditional self-life, other acceptance for a couple years. It doesn't mean they don't make progress. I've seen people change their lives in 3 months, 6 months, but they still have a lot of symptoms and waxing and waning themes. But a lot of people, it takes a couple years to really apply unconditional self-life, other acceptance to a whole host of different belief systems. Because what happens to a lot of people is they come and they say, I have existential OCD and I'm hyper aware of my consciousness. And I notice everything I do. It's like I'm watching myself in the third person. It feels really trippy. It feels like I'm on shrooms, or any type of drug. It's what people say. I mean, the reality is, right? They feel like I'm tripping all the time, or they feel like they're derealized all the time. You could get more comfortable with that, change your belief systems, and then 2 days after that, you have complete pedophilia OCD. Boom, see ya, POCD, fully latched. Then you can have harm OCD, and then maybe just the way it goes. So the reality is things are going to morph around. So by default, it's going to take a little bit longer than you want. And OCD's gripping mechanisms inside of your, not that I believe in a soul, but if I was to use that, it feels as if you had a soul. It's like laced in between. Remember in Iron Man? No. It was if you've seen Avengers Age of Ultron, if you haven't seen that, okay, go on the YouTube and type in Age of Ultron, Jarvis dies. And Jarvis was Tony Stark's computer system. And then Ultron goes in and infiltrates it and just fucks the entire system up. That's basically what it feels like when you're stuck with OCD. It's interlocked into every cell in your being. So it's not as simple as, I'm going to just manage my OCD. No, you're not. You're going to coast and suffer for the rest of your life. I'm going to just manage symptoms. No, you're not. You're going to suffer for the rest of your life. Managing is the same thing as not accepting to a degree. It's actually, that's not true. I take that back. It's not that it's not accepting. It's not actually breaking down your fears of towards recovery. So people say, well, I'm managing my symptoms. I said, it's great, but how's your belief work going? Oh, no. My worst case scenario is terrible. Well, you're managing it, which means you're suffering or coasting or going through ups and downs, but you're not actually working towards the main goal, which is unconditional self-life, other acceptance, whilst changing your behaviors, time and patience, and basically becoming a brand new person. I always use the phoenix from Harry Potter. It blows up in the flames and then it rises from the ashes. You're becoming a whole entire new person. I've never met anyone who's gone through OCD and anxiety recovery that hasn't transformed every aspect of their life. And I mean that, not in a wishy-washy way. They have transformed every single aspect of their being. Literally. It is intense, but it's extremely worth it. So the hardest thing for people to wrap their heads around is that because there's no timeline and because there's only things that we see, that leaves room for a lot of confusion. You never hear talk. I've been talking about the term confusion for a very long time. People feel confused. They hate feeling confused. They absolutely despise it. So what does feeling confused seem like or feel like or think like in your brain? Am I doing this properly? Is this a compulsion? Is this an avoidance? Am I rushing this? Am I not doing enough work? Am I going to be stuck forever? Am I going to get worse? Am I going to get better? Am I going to get better then get worse? Am I going to have what I want and it's going to be taken away from me? All of those what ifs, the automatic rumination, before you add extra rumination, right? Because you have the automatic part, just the boom, 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 and then it comes, and then what you do is you do this. You turn it up a notch. So you're gonna have that automatic rumination. Done. Am I gonna recover? I'm gonna be stuck forever. And then you go, oh my God, am I gonna be stuck forever? Am I gonna be stuck? Oh my God. And then you add to it, and you're like pushing this snowball down a hill. It's like first you have this original snowball. And that's automatic rumination. And you take that snowball and you push it down the hill. And it's like compound interest. And it gets bigger and bigger. And the snaps are getting faster. So there is a piece where you are engaging. That is the rumination that people are talking about. When they're like, you can control your rumination. It's just not as simple as what people think. It's covered incorrectly all the time. It's very hard to understand rumination unless you've experienced it. Not just for a day. For years on end. Constant. 24/7. So that's going to be there for a very, very long time. The chance of you having symptoms from the day you come in, let's say you're working with us, from your very first call until 2 years down the road is moderately high. To still have physical symptoms, waxing and waning. Maybe not chronically, but there to a degree. And that's a very important thing to cover, because if you don't accept that could be a reality for you, and there's a high probability of a reality. I mean, I work with hundreds of people right now who are 18 months to 2 years in that are light years from where they were, but they're still experiencing some sort of depression sensations, chronic shame and chronic guilt, and some type of, maybe call it if we're going to be like super technical, subchronic or subacute, as you could say. It's like here and there, but it still could be waxing and waning in the background. I had sensory motor even when my beliefs were really good and I was much more comfortable with noticing sensations. I would say I still hyper-focused on my sensations a few times a week, maybe for 3 hours, maybe for a day or two at a time, even a full year after that. And that's not the case for everyone, but it was the case for me. Body dysmorphia was 4 to 5 years because I was stubborn on that one. I didn't want to change my beliefs. I couldn't see how someone could accept themselves without having muscle and being overweight. I couldn't see it. I grew up a fitness person. I grew up in the gym. I grew up an athlete. I played many sports, or I got kicked out of sports teams because I was a degenerate and behaviorally. But I just was active my whole life. I've always been very that type of go type of person. But I couldn't understand how you could do it. Even when I looked at other people, I'm like, this person's never been to the gym. This person does not give a single flying fuck about the way they look. And they still, like, to me, it was like, doing, it just wouldn't penetrate. Hit me in the head. Because I didn't accept it. Nick did not accept that possibility, the fact that he could look like that. So there's all these pieces that come into your journey that make you think, oh, I'm not making enough progress. Oh my God, I can't do it. But you got to take it a day at a time. Remember, OCD is looking to keep you in the grips. It wants to keep you stuck. It doesn't want you to get better. It does not want you to break down the beliefs. It doesn't want you to change your behaviors. And it's going to do everything possible. Just imagine like an army inside your head. Not in the victim mentality, but you think you're going to outsmart that army. This is like Sparta, okay? This is Leonidas and his soldiers. Like, I'm going to go around this way, and I'm going to prove my false memory. And then Leonidas is like, this is OCD! Just like comes in and kicks you into that pit in the movie 300. I'm using a lot of movie analogies today. But it's the truth. You're not smart in your OCD. You can't outsmart this. You have to work with it. You have to accept it. You have to break down worst case scenarios and change your behaviors. You can do it. This is a possibility. Drop the timelines. Take it day by day. Could take you 5 years. You could never recover. That is a possibility. You have to accept that you might not ever recover. Do I think there's treatment-resistant cases? No. But there are people that do not recover because they don't put the work in. I was one of them. I didn't put the work in. I didn't take it seriously. And I can't judge anyone for that, because I was always someone my whole life that would just talk the talk and never walk it. And when I decided I don't want to live like that anymore, I want to actually walk the talk. I want to do the things I preach so much. And then I actually had to do that because I was giving good advice in the groups in like 2020. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not even listening to my own advice half the time. And then I wanted to change that. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think. Phil@OCDrecovery.com. Hope to hear from you soon and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good one, everyone.